Okay, these are case numbers 2023 CR 75 and 89, State of Kansas versus Isaiah Bramwell, who appears in person via Zoom with counsel. Mr. Lynch.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe we've reached a resolution in all these cases. So today we'd waive preliminary hearing, then ask to set these for arraignment in front of Judge Meisenheimer on November 20th at 1:30.
Okay, is that your understanding?
It is.
All
and
right.
The state would waive its right to preliminary hearing as well.
Okay. And Mr. Bramwell, you understand what a preliminary hearing is, and if you waive your right to a preliminary hearing today, you can't come back and ask for it later. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so I will accept your waiver as being knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered. I'll accept the state's waiver of its right to a preliminary hearing. And I will set this for arraignment before Judge Meisenheimer on November 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lynch. And Mr. Bramwell, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant modern kingdom.
We continue to track breaking news out of Kingman tonight. The Kansas Highway Patrol and police are on the scene of a standoff. This is a live look at the scene there, happening in the 400 block of East B Street. You can see all the officers there. Our photographer on scene says they are all armed there and talking to a man who barricaded himself in a home after he reportedly stabbed someone around 2 o'clock this afternoon. The Highway Patrol says police requested the KHB SWAT team around 7 o'clock tonight. Negotiators are still trying to talk that suspect out of the home. They are asking that everyone avoid that area, of course.
just showing that his bond was $500,000. They're gonna say it's 250,000, but the hearing's on October 17th, and this bond thing is from September 30th.
Well, let's go ahead with this. This is case number 2024 CR 83, State of Kansas versus Samuel Mitchell, who appears in custody via Zoom with counsel. Mr. Slinkard.
Thank you, Your Honor. Of course, Mr. Mitchell would like to get his bond reduced, and we probably ought to go ahead and schedule this matter for a prelim, knowing that both of our calendars are going to be a little bit full, and by then, hopefully, the state will have the discovery materials.
All right. So, do you have any arguments to make on bond?
Pretty much the same arguments I've made the last two times, Your Honor. He's a citizen of Kingman. He's not a flight risk. We understand that this is alleged to be a violent offense, but we believe there are circumstances that will be brought out at preliminary hearing concerning that issue. And bonds are to ensure the safety of the public and to ensure that the defendant shows up to court. They're not meant to be something that can only be paid by wealthy people.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Richa.
And Your Honor, once again, similar to counsel, I don't want to kind of necessarily beat a dead horse here. We talked about the severity of the offense, the presumptive nature of prison in this particular case, and the defendant's history, increasing that. It is $250,000. I realize that's probably well beyond the means of the defendant, but for this nature of crime, I don't think it's out of line.
Okay. And Mr. Slinker, do you have anything to add? Is this your motion?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And we've been over this several times. And I realize that bond is not meant to be punitive, but I do think that this bond is in line with other bonds that I've set for similar offenses because of the dangerousness. One, the dangerousness of the charge, which is attempted second-degree murder, and I know Mr. Mitchell's presumed innocent on that, but there is that danger of the community, and also even more important is the way in which he was arrested. He was hiding. He was allegedly hiding in an attic for hours. Police surrounded the house. They ended up using some sort of battering ram to break into the house and find him. And I think that's the definition of a flight risk. I think that it's somebody who tried to elude capture. So I'm not sure that he would show up for court hearing. So I'm going to leave it where it is, and I'm going to leave his bond where it is. And let's schedule a preliminary hearing, and let's do it since he is in jail. Let's try to do it as soon as we can. Which for me would be about how long do you think you'll need? Do you think this is a full day?
It's a good question, Your Honor. This is something that Mr. Ricky, I think, will likely be the primary on. We haven't had a lot of time to discuss that. It would be good if we had a full day, but I would suspect there's a decent chance we'll be able to get the majority of it done. If not, we're fortunate enough to get it done in a half.
Okay.
Mr. Slinkett, is there particular days that work better for you?
It just depends. Mondays are docket days. Wednesdays are docket days.
But
We've been doing a lot of Tuesdays and Fridays, so.
Yeah, it's,
Fridays are usually fairly good.
how does, well, how does election day look on November 5th?
I'm pretty booked that day, Judge. I've got sync Zooms in the morning, then I have a prelim in the afternoon in Harper County.
I do have the entire afternoon of the 12th, that next Tuesday, open. And, you know, if we went a little bit longer, then I suppose they could just not turn the light out on us if we did that.
I have one sync Zoom in the afternoon. If I could pop out and do that, I could make that work.
I've got the full afternoon open on the 12th. And what time is your sync Zoom?
It's at 2, Your Honor.
If we started maybe a little bit earlier, like at 1, we could probably get a full witness or something like that done and have a natural breaking point.
Yeah, and then and then we can take a recess any time. So Mr. Slinkard could do his hearing. I do want to get this done rather quickly. And that looks like the quickest we can do it. So why don't we set this for 1 o'clock on November 12th for preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything further we need to take up?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so we will see Mr. Mitchell again in November.
And I'll come over and meet with you in person, Mr. Mitchell, a couple of times between now and then.
Can I talk to you today?
You can call me later this afternoon
Okay.
because I'm not in Kingman.
Okay. I mean, I just need to call you so I can talk to you. You said he's gonna come see me yesterday, so.
Yeah, yesterday was a crazy day, unfortunately. So.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll take up Ricky Mitchell next.
Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Attorney, as you see, is on the screen, but he said he'll be joining us just in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Good afternoon. There is. Good afternoon, Mr. Metcalf. This is case number 2024 CR 84, State of Kansas versus Ricky Mitchell, who appears in custody via Zoom with counsel. Mr. Metcalf.
Thank you, Judge. Are you able to hear me?
I am. Thank you.
Okay. I have a message up here that says that I'm not connected to audio, so I think I'm just having some technical issues. Judge, thank you. I apologize for being late. I have a Cowley County docket in person that I'm on right now, and I was in the middle of a hearing and I couldn't get out. So thank you for waiting on me, and thanks to Mr. Rich as well and Mr. Mitchell. Judge, I was able to visit with Mr. Richa regarding this case. I believe that we've agreed to a $2,000 owner cognizance bond based on a few reasons. One, the length of time that Mr. Mitchell was served in custody, and two, after review of his criminal history, it does appear that he would be in a presumptive probation range. Mr. Rich has had an opportunity to review the file. However, he's going to need some more time to watch videos and things of that nature. This would give both sides an opportunity to do that and allow Mr. Mitchell to be released from custody. If the court does grant that, I would simply ask for another status hearing date on November 13th at 1:30, if that's available for the court and counsel.
All right. And you're asking for a reduction to $2,000. You blipped out on that and I didn't hear the amount.
Your Honor, the agreement is actually for a $2,000 OR bond with pretrial services through court services. And like I said, if Mr. Mitchell couldn't hear or whatever happened there, he's been in custody for a fair amount of time, likely presumed probation case. And I'm still waiting on some videos in this matter that I'd like to review, and then I'm sure Mr. Metcalf would like to review with his client. So we all kind of agreed it made sense to modify the bond, and it should hopefully also assist Mr. Metcalf and Mr. Mitchell in communication.
Okay. All right. So, and Mr. Mitchell, I'm still kind of concerned about your ability to follow a court order, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to on the agreement of both sides, amend your bond to a $2,000 OR bond, and I'm going to order you to report to pretrial services through the court services officer. You are to follow all of his recommendations, and I'm going to give Mr. Dick, who's the court services officer, I'm going to give him arrest and detain authority, which means that he doesn't have to come to me to get a warrant if he thinks that you violated your bond. So just follow all the recommendations, follow what you need to do with Mr. Dick, and you'll be fine. But we're gonna. I want him to supervise you while you're on bond, and make sure also you have to show up for all court hearings and follow all the other recommendations of the court services officer. Do you understand all that?
Yes, sir, I do. I'll do everything possible.
Okay. All right. And if you do that, we'll be fine. And then I'm going to set your next court hearing for November 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
I have a question, if it's okay with Mr. Metcalf.
Oh, the 14th. I'm sorry. It's the 14th.
Oh, sorry about that.
So yeah, that's the Thursday. So we'll set it for 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And Mr. Mitchell, did you say something? I'm sorry. I was looking at the calendar.
Yes, Your Honor. I was asking, was I able to go back to my home? That's my home residence.
Yeah, no, as far, I mean, there's no.
So, Judge, not to, I anticipate both Mr. Mitchell and Ms. Barkley having the same condition. At least that we're going to request the same after discussion with Ms. George. I would say that inevitably they're going to have contact as a married couple, and I would just ask that the bond reflect that they are just not to discuss this case.
He was just asking about going back home.
I understand, but
I didn't know what, and then I said yes, but then I thought I was wondering if there's some sort of investigation still going on there. Are they still collecting evidence? I mean, what's the?
I do not believe there is any additional evidence or anything like that to be collected from that scene, from what I know. But I don't.
Okay.
Law enforcement doesn't tell me everything.
Oh, okay, Mr. Mitchell. As far as we know, you're free to go back home, and it sounds like I haven't heard your wife's case yet, but it sounds like she may be joining you, and there's nobody that's going to follow you around or anything. But I am going to order that while you're together, you not discuss this case. And like I said, nobody's going to Nobody's listening in on your conversations. So this is on your honor. And, but I will tell you, in the past, I have had cases where people thought that nobody was going to find out, and then they end up getting their bond violated for discussing the case because somebody heard them, whether you're talking, if you're talking about the Dollar General or Whites, and so I've had that happen. So the best thing to do, just don't discuss the case. And then anything you need to discuss, you can discuss with your attorney.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then we'll see you on November 14th. That is the 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
1:30. Okay.
Okay. And Mr. Metcalf, is 1:30, does 1:30 work for you with your Cali County, or would you rather have it in the morning?
No, Judge, 1:30 works. This happened to be a bad day because of the judicial conference and wanting to get Mr. Mitchell in as quick as we could.
Okay.
So I don't have the 1:30 docket every Thursday with Cali, but I had a lot of people that I wanted to get in on today because they were in custody here, and obviously Mr. Mitchell. So it just didn't work out good today.
Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure, I just wanted to make sure that this was working well with your schedule, and yeah, we're all backed up because of the judicial conference last week. So, I appreciate it, and there's no problem with it, that you've got a busy schedule. So, thank you, counsel, and Mr. Mitchell, we'll see you next month, and good luck to you.
Thank you. That's Thursday, November 14th, correct?
Yes, and we'll send you, and we'll get you the paperwork on that, so you'll have it on paper.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that you understand, Your Honor, that since Mr. Metcalf is here, that if my electric is shut off, it's going to take me a little bit to get it back on. It's going to take me a little while because I've been in here and it was due when I got put in here.
Okay. Well, and what you need to do when you get out, come over and talk to your court services officer, and he's reasonable, and you can work. I'm sure you can work through anything like that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, counsel, and we're ready for Ms. Barkley.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Richard.
2024 TR 116, State of Kansas versus Alexander Doff, who appears with counsel via Zoom. Good afternoon, Mr. Smith.
Good afternoon, Judge. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, good deal. I have not had the chance. My office has tried to reach out to Mr. Dolph and have not been able to connect on the phone. I was hoping he would appear today and ask if it'd be okay if we could be placed into a breakout room so I can discuss some things with him.
Okay. Yes, and I will create a breakout room for you. And in the meantime, we've still got a defendant in the jail that we're waiting on her attorney. If she pops back in, I may take that up. If you come back and we're in the middle of another one, then we'll take you up. But we'll put you both in there, and hopefully you can discuss what you need to discuss.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
So she just had a first appearance.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Hutchinson.
Yes.
Okay. It looks so. This is case number 2024 TR 282, State of Kansas versus Kylie Hutchinson, who appears via Zoom. This is a traffic case, and it looks like that there was an order issued to show cause because you were supposed to be in court September 19th. So we set this for today. And of course you're appearing today, so we don't have to find you in contempt. Mr. Rich, where are we on this case?
Your Honor, looks like this was a ticket originally for speeding and no insurance. It does appear in our file that I was given a proof of insurance that would have been effective on that date. I don't know if that was, don't think there's been a dismissal on that. But I will dismiss that, and that ultimately leaves the speeding charge for
Okay.
Ms. Hutchinson.
All right. So Ms. Hutchinson, I'm going to grant the state's request and dismiss 2, which is the misdemeanor. And then now, even on a speeding ticket, you have the right to have a trial, but otherwise, since the misdemeanor's been dismissed, you could contact the Kingman County Attorney's Office, or actually you could probably contact our clerk's office here and take care of the speeding ticket, unless of course you want a trial on the speeding.
Can I ask how much was the speeding over?
Let's look back.
71 and a 55.
Okay, so that would put points and raise my insurance, correct?
Kansas doesn't have a point system, so
Okay, but that would make my insurance go up, correct?
I couldn't tell you on the insurance. I know it's a reportable ticket.
Okay, so what I was wanting to do was a diversion, and I did send the request, I don't know, an application to be on diversion, and I sent the cashier's check, and I never heard anything back on it. And I did call when I failed to appear last time. I called and told them that I had forgotten and I was working that day, and I called them around, I don't know, probably 3 o'clock. I think my court was at 1:30, and I called and let them know that I realized I had missed and that I had applied for diversion, but I haven't heard anything since then.
If she spoke to my office, they didn't notate it.
Okay.
There's
a cashier's check floating around someplace?
I don't have any indication of that, but that doesn't mean that it's not somewhere else. Do you still have the number for the county attorney?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm fine with her exploring that, but she would need to call my office. I would suggest you speak to somebody named Kim. She's the diversion officer. Okay.
I have her email.
You have her email? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So reach out to her, and then I can speak to her. I just don't have any of this notated in the file. So, if somebody could just forgotten to put it in the file.
That's okay. I just didn't know if I needed to resend it, because I do want to get it taken care of. I don't want my insurance to go up, and I don't want it on my record. So I would like to go the diversion route, just because I don't want to have a speeding ticket on my record. So if I need to resend, I can resend. It's not really a big deal. It's just $25. So if I need to resend it, I can resend it.
Well, contact Kim, and she'll be able to tell you. Okay. Judge, I would suggest we continue this until November 14th, and then she can get in contact with my office, and we can determine what's going on. And if we can get the case resolved, then we won't have any problems.
Okay, I'm gonna continue this until November 14th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Ms. Hutchinson, that's going to give you an opportunity to see if you can get worked out. Hopefully your cashier's check didn't end up in Kingman, Arizona or someplace like that. And but that'll give you an opportunity to get that. If you get the diversion, get everything signed in place before November 14th, you do not have to come back to court. But if something should happen, hence as we saw today, and you don't have the diversion signed and everything done, then just check back in as you did today, and we'll check back in and see where everything is. But if you get it all done, then you don't have to come back and see me, which I'm sure will make you happy.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you very much. And you can just keep the Zoom information just in case, and you can just use that same information you used today. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. We're back in the Dolph matter. Mr. Smith, where are we?
Thank you, Judge. For purposes of today, I'm just requesting a continuance. Obviously, I've discussed some things with Mr. Dolph, and I need to touch base with Mr. Richa to see if there's something that the parties can agree to. If we could continue this maybe about a month, it should give us time to discuss that, and maybe if we can get a journal entry or something prepared to resolve it, we can try to file it before then. But maybe around November 14th, if that works for the court.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, we will continue this until November 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
Your attorney is in the process. She had some other hearings today. She's in the process of getting on. We just heard from her. So just if you'll bear with us a few minutes, we'll get you taken care of, okay?
Okay.
We appreciate your patience.
All right.
Good afternoon, Ms. George. This is case number 2024 CR 85, State of Kansas versus Dawn Barkley, who appears in custody via Zoom with counsel. Ms. George, I understand that you may have an announcement for the court or a request.
Yes, Judge. We are requesting a agreed to OR bond motion for Miss Barkley. And in that request, it would be a $2,000 OR bond, and she would be required to report to court services pre-trial while she is on bond for this case.
All right. And is that your understanding, Mr. Richa?
It is, Your Honor. Although I will mention, and Ms. George, we didn't talk about this, but it came up with Codefendant's case. We, kind of understand that they're a married couple. So having contact is inevitable. So just mentioning that they should not discuss this case as part of that bond conditions, but that is accurate. And then that will allow some time for me to obtain the videos so that both myself and Miss George, and then she can share with her client, can review that and have a better idea of how to proceed.
All right. So I'm going to grant the agreed motion and reduce your bond, Ms. Barkley, to a $2,000 OR bond. That means you don't have to put up any money to get out, but you could be liable for the $2,000 if your bond would be revoked. You are to report to court services. When you get out, you come up to the 4th floor, report to Mr. Dick, and you need to follow all of his requirements. And I'm going to do the same thing as I did to your husband, just because that I'm going to put the same. I'm going to add something to your bond as I did to your husband, because I'm still concerned about your ability to follow court orders. But so one thing I'm going to add is I'm going to give the court services officer, Mr. Dick, arrest and detain authority. And what that means is if you don't follow through with the requirements of your bond, he does not have to come back to me and get a warrant for your arrest. He can just have you arrested and put back in jail. Okay. And now, if you follow everything, if you follow the requirements of your bond, if you follow what Mr. Dick puts out there, then you won't have any problem. You can, as far as we know, you can go back to your house. I would say that there's not going to be anybody listening to you. There's not going to be anybody following you around, but I'm going to put as part of the court order that you not discuss the case with your husband.
Right.
You're gonna, and nobody's going to be following you around to enforce that. That's going to be up to you. That's going to kind of be on your honor. And but I will tell you that I have revoked bonds in the past under these similar circumstances where somebody finds out that you've been talking and reports you or something like that. As you know, this is a small town. and there's not many secrets kept in a small town. So if you, as long as you follow through with that, if you have anything to talk about the case, just talk about it with your attorney. Those conversations are privileged, and you can talk to anything else to your husband about, but just be mindful not to discuss the case. And if you do that, if you follow through, we won't have any problems. So, and then I'm going, Ms. George, does November 14th work for the next hearing for you?
It does not, Judge. I will be in trial that week on November 14th.
Okay, so what's a good, and then now that your client's not going to be incarcerated, what's a good day? What's a good Thursday for you? And by the way, if you would rather appear in the morning rather than the afternoon, we could either do 9:30 in the morning or 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, 9:30 would work better. Let me get my calendar real quick and see what I have available, Judge.
All right.
Okay, for me, November 21st would work, Judge, or December 5th.
All right. Why don't we go with November 21st?
Okay.
And we'll set this at 9:30 in the morning.
All right, that sounds great.
All right, and Ms. Barkley, just keep in touch with your attorney, and we'll see you next month.
And Judge, just real quick for Ms. George's benefit, at least, we exchanged potentially an order to file that would have some of the things that were ordered today. However, I was just going to let Ms. George know the clerk is actually doing an order, like a minutes order, that will have what we discussed plus the additional order. So you shouldn't have to file what was exchanged earlier. This will do that. So just, yeah.
All right. And Ms. George, thanks. Thank you for taking the appointment.
Oh, yeah.
And
Thank you.
we'll see you next month.
All right.
All right.